We all know Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone, but the story you know is probably missing the best parts. The device that rewired human history wasn't born from a single flash of genius. It was the beautiful, messy result of a failed experiment, a stubborn inventor, and a bit of pure, dumb luck. This is the story of how a simple asterisk twang asterisk in a cluttered Boston workshop gave birth to the voice that would connect humanity forever. Before the telephone, the world felt a whole lot bigger. If you needed to send a message across the country with any speed, you had one option: the telegraph. Invented decades earlier, it was a web of wires that pulsed with the silent language of Morse code. But for all its magic, the telegraph was clumsy. It couldn't carry your voice, only dots and dashes. And here's the real kicker: a single telegraph wire could only carry one message at a time. This created a massive communication traffic jam. Whoever could solve this problem was going to make an absolute fortune. Enter Alexander Graham Bell. In the early 1870s, he was known for his expertise in sound and speech, a personal mission, as his mother was hard of hearing and his wife was deaf. But transmitting voice wasn't his main goal. His obsession, and the project he was paid to work on, was the harmonic telegraph. The idea was to send several telegraph messages over a single wire at the same time, each at a unique musical pitch. With funding from his future father-in-law, who wanted to break the monopoly of the powerful Western Union Telegraph Company, Bell and his machinist Thomas Watson got to work, trying to upgrade the telegraph, not replace it. June 2, 1875. Bell was in one room, pressing a receiver to his ear, while 60 feet away, Watson was fiddling with the transmitters. One of the steel reeds was stuck. In the other room, Bell heard something through his receiver. It wasn't the predictable buzz he was listening for. It was a rich, complex asterisk twang asterisk, the sound of the reed itself. Bell came storming into the room, shouting, "What did you do then? Don't change anything." That was the moment. Bell, with his deep knowledge of acoustics, understood what had just happened. Because the reed was stuck, the electric circuit had stayed complete. When Watson plucked it, its vibration had induced a continuous, fluctuating electric current that was a perfect electrical copy of the sound. The quest to improve the telegraph was over. That accidental discovery lit a fire under Bell and Watson. But they weren't alone. Another brilliant inventor, Elisha Gray, was also working on similar ideas. The air was thick with competition, and both men knew history would remember whoever filed for a patent first. In a plot twist worthy of a movie, both Alexander Graham Bell and Elisha Gray rushed to the US Patent Office on the very same day. Bell's lawyers filed his patent application just hours before Gray filed a notice for a nearly identical device. This kicked off one of the most bitter patent battles in history. But in the end, because his application was filed first, Bell was awarded US Patent No. 174,465. It would become what many consider the most valuable patent ever issued. Even with the patent in his pocket, Bell still hadn't transmitted a single clear sentence. He and Watson built a new kind of transmitter that used a needle vibrating in a cup of acid-laced water. On March 10, 1876, only 3 days after his patent was granted, Bell was back in his lab. As the story goes, he accidentally spilled some battery acid on his trousers. He wasn't trying to coin a historic phrase, he just reacted, shouting into the mouthpiece, "Mr. Watson, come here, I want to see you." In the other room, Watson heard the words clearly. He came rushing in to share the news. It had worked. Those mundane, frustrated words were the first ever spoken and understood over a telephone, marking the true birth of a new era. That first call from one room to another was a small step that led to giant leaps. By August 1876, Bell was making long-distance calls over telegraph wires, stunning audiences. At the Centennial Exposition in Philadelphia, the Emperor of Brazil, Dom Pedro II, was so shocked after a demonstration that he reportedly cried out, "My God, it talks." In 1877, the Bell Telephone Company was formed. The world's first commercial telephone exchange opened in New Haven, Connecticut, in January 1878, connecting just 21 subscribers. It was a humble beginning for the network that would eventually wrap the globe, and it all started not with a grand plan to speak across wires, but with the beautiful, world-changing accident of a plucked metal reed. The line from that failed telegraph experiment to the smartphone in your hand is a testament to the power of curiosity and happy accidents. Bell set out to solve one problem and ended up solving a much bigger one, forever changing the way we work, love, and live. What do you think Alexander Graham Bell would make of our modern world of video calls, instant messages, and constant connectivity? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story of accidental genius, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more untold stories behind the world's greatest inventions. Thanks for watching.